ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. We have our experts today, Aditya Agrawala as well as Rajesh Agarwal. Let's get going with the queries that are already pouring in. The first one is coming in from Lavanya Lata, and she's saying she's purchased 200 shares of Wellspan India at a price of 130 rupees for the longer term. She wants to know why is it falling. Also, she wants to know whether she can average at this price. What's your take, Rajesh? What's wrong with Wellspan India? Why do you think that the stock price is seeing some sort of a correction? For the longer term, is what Lavanya purchased this particular stock at the price of 130 rupees per share. So can she average it? Is it looking good for the longer term?
See, one has a long-term view. By long-term, I mean to say 12 to 18 months. Yes, one can add to this stock because the numbers have been under pressure for this quarter, and that's the reason the stock has seen some amount of correction. But the long-term outlook is very good. They are into terry towels and furnishings. Both have been doing very good. They have got good orders from European and American markets. They have some good tie-ups from all the big retailers. One retailer which was not in the list from the last 5-6 years have been added back. And even the capex have almost been done. On every count, the company is outstanding. Textile sector is doing well. For a longer term horizon, we have a buy call on this.
Okay, fair point. Aditya, coming to you on this one, we've got Hind Copper, and Divya is asking whether it can be bought for a 1-year time frame.
Absolutely, Alex. I believe stock after a good up move has come under a sideways consolidation phase. I don't see stock going back into a corrective phase. The downside on the stock is limited to 120, 110. So if she has a 1-year time horizon, definitely she should look to buy at these levels and add on to it if it comes down to 120 odd levels. I'm looking at a target of 200 plus on the stock. Stock should see a decent up move in the next 1.5 years.
Okay, this one is from Krishna Prasad, and this one is for you, Rajesh. He wants to invest in the green and clean energy space for the longer term. He wants a suggestion of stocks, maybe 2 or 3 of them in small or mid-cap range. If you could limit it to one, would be great.
Clean energy, I think Tata Power is doing very well in renewable energy, and that would be a good bet going forward because the fundamentals are good. Even they are into other segments also. They are moving into EV. They're looking to fundraising, and it belongs to one of the best group. Even if the market goes into downturn, at least you are safe on a good company with strong fundamentals. So I think Tata Power can be had and looked upon.
Okay, I'm looking at MCX, and Aditya, this one's for you. We've got Gauri who's asking for a 6-month view on the stock. Would you suggest that a fresh entry can be made at this point?
Honestly, the stock is still under corrective phase, Alex, but purely because of the fact that it is coming close to a strong support area of 1200. Maybe she can look to buy at these levels. add on to it closer to about 1200 with the stop loss just below 1200 in a hope that a recovery trade will play out because stock is sitting at oversold levels. But if you are a very short-term trader, then I would suggest not venturing into it because for a short term, you buy a stock which is in an uptrend and not in a downtrend. At the moment, stock is in a downtrend. If you have a time horizon of more than 6 months, then maybe yes, you can look at it with a stop loss just below 1200.
Okay, this one's from Nino and he wants to get a view on Surya Roshni. He's already holding 100 shares, which he's purchased at a price of 490 rupees per share. He's saying the time horizon is about 3 to 6 months. Aditya, do you track this particular counter, Surya Roshni, and how does it look over the next 3 to 6 months?
Has come off significantly from the highs. Since his buying price is not too far off from current levels, I would suggest to keep a stop loss close to about 465. That is the immediate support level for the stock. Unfortunately, that the support gets broken on the downside. It could see a further deterioration in the price structure. Could fall all the way back to 410, 420 as well. So keep a stop loss at 465 and wait for a bounce back in the stock, maybe closer to about 520, 525 is where he can look to exit.
Okay, we've got Tina. She says that she's a long-term investor and she's got Vinati Organics, 75 shares at levels of 970, which is an amazing acquisition price, Rajesh, because the stock is currently trading at 1,933. Her questions are, should she hold or should she book out at this juncture, or in fact, should she add more?
Won't be advisable because currently the market is in a downtrend. Maybe a 10% correction from current market price is quite possible, and that would be a good entry point. As far as holding is concerned, I think if you don't have any requirement of fund at this point of time, which I believe you don't have because you are thinking of adding more, so you should continue to the stock. The company has been good. China plus factor is doing well for the chemical sector, and going forward also we think at least for the next 1 year or so the companies are going to do well. Hold on to your stock.
And he's already holding Canara Bank from the levels of 260 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he should accumulate more or not. What are the targets can he expect for the short to medium term? What's your take on Canara Bank, Aditya? This particular counter is seen as solid up move, and also owing to its earnings also this week we saw a sharp up move come in about last week rather on Canara Bank. So what should Rajat do? Accumulate some more at these levels or no?
Oh, absolutely. One should go ahead and accumulate the stock. A few of the PSU spaces banks have outperformed, and one of them has to be Canara Bank. Look at the way the stock has been performing, higher highs, higher lows. And I'm looking at a target of at least on the upside of 300. That is the first target. If 300 is also crossed, stock is good to go to levels of 335 with a good stop loss at 225, 230 on the downside. One should go ahead and accumulate the stock at these levels and add on to it. Look for a target of 300 in the short term. If he has a long-term horizon, maybe a year, definitely hold on to it. Look for a target of 350 to 400 as well on the upside.
Okay. I'm looking at Pfizer, Rajesh, and this one's a question coming in from Krishnan. He's a senior citizen and he's asking whether it can be bought for the long term. Pfizer, what would you say?
Although the company has good brand portfolio, it's a good company, strong balance sheet, MNC promoter, but still there is no movement as such on the market price, I would say. So it's better to avoid such kind of stock unless you are betting for a very long haul. By very long, I mean 5 to 10 years down the line. So Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, Abbott, these kind of stock fall in these categories, which are safe bets, but they don't give any kind of return on market cap basis. So if you are ready for that kind of long-term holding, yes, you can. Otherwise, I would say avoid.
All right, this one is coming in from Sagar and he wants a view on HDFC Group stocks, that is HDFC Life, AMC Bank as well as Limited. They're saying despite good numbers and being market leaders, these stocks have been underperforming. Last year returns have been less than 6%. So what's exactly the reason for the HDFC Group stocks underperforming? What's your take on this one, Rajesh? Yes, those who are invested in HDFC group of stocks, definitely a point to worry about, given that they are market leaders. Earnings have been stable. So what is the reason why this sort of an underperformance coming in from the HDFC pack?
What I believe, Sharil, is that despite being market leaders in all of their segments, be it AMC, be it bank, be it insurance venture, but still they were trading at a premium valuation because of their market leadership, and that is what is catching up now. I think if somebody has got a long-term horizon, by long-term I mean 2 years, 3 years down the line, HDFC Limited will be a best bet because one, it's into housing finance, which is gaining momentum. Second, it's a holding company of all the group companies. So you buy HDFC Limited, you have a exposure to almost all the group companies. So it's better to accumulate HDFC at every downfalls, or if somebody is looking to have some more exposure, it's HDFC Bank, I would suggest. These are only two companies at this point of time which can be accumulated at tips.
We've got a question coming in from Shubh, and this one's for you, Aditya. He's bought ICICI Prudential at levels of 570. He says he's bought 52 shares, and he's wondering whether to hold on for the initial time frame that he had thought of. He bought it a couple of weeks back, and he planned to hold for 6 months. Should he continue to do so? What levels can he look at?
Already broken its key support area, Alex, of around 530 was the immediate support. Now the stock has already broken that support. It has entered into a corrective phase. The next line of support is at 490 odd levels, which is still some distance away from current levels. So my suggestion would be to exit from this stock until unless he sees a reversal and comes back above, the stock comes back above 535, 540 odd levels. I'm not looking to hold on to the stock because clearly it has broken its key support area and now is on its way to 490 odd levels. So my suggestion will be to exit from the stock and look for a fresh entry, even either at lower levels or one stock bounces back and starts to trade above 530.
Right, this one's for you, Aditya, and this one for Mr. Balan, and he's saying, is it advisable to buy Siemens at current price by switching out from IT stocks like Infosys or HCL Tech or even Mindtree for the matter of fact for the short to medium term profits? That's what he's eyeing. He wants short to medium term profit, but does it make sense to buy Siemens at current levels by switching out of these three or either of these three IT stocks?
There's a two-part question to it, two-part answer to it, I would say. If he's bought into IT and if he's sitting at decent gains, then maybe yes, he can look to exit. But the kind of profit booking that we have seen already in the IT stocks, most of the IT stocks are now sitting at oversold levels. And I would not be keen on exiting these stocks if you're sitting at a loss, maybe a 10%, 20% loss if you're sitting at, you bought at extremely high levels and now you want to exit. These are not the right levels. Maybe you can hold on to them for another month, maybe because it will bounce back from these levels. They're clearly sitting at oversold levels. But if you're sitting on profits, then yes, you can look to exit from IT stocks because they are in a corrective phase at the moment, clearly not in an uptrend. On the flip side, Siemens looks attractive, no doubt about that. But again, you're looking to enter into a stock which has already rallied significantly and sitting at overbought levels. But nonetheless, for a short-term play, extremely short-term, maybe a month, you can definitely look at getting into Siemens. Targets on the upside could be 2,500 to about 2,600 with a stop loss on the downside at 2,350. You can look to buy Siemens. But again, take a look at what is the position on the IT. Accordingly, do the trade.
All right, we've got a question coming in from the UAE. This one's from Prashant. And Rajesh, he's got a couple of divestment target companies in his diversified portfolio, he says. I'm going to ask about one of them. He's holding BPCL and he's wondering whether he should continue holding for the long term and whether this should be the reason why he holds, the fact that it is a divestment target.
See, if it's a long-term holding, yes, of course, one can hold because despite the fact that crude is boiling and the GRMs are going to be down, but still it has corrected a lot from its 52-week high. And divestment is going to take place. It's just a matter of time. The government has stated that next year it's going to happen. So it's just a matter of time, and in the meantime, they dole out good dividends. So if you look at intrinsic value, it's trading at a much discount to what it actually should have. So yes, one should not only hold on to the stock, but I would also suggest to buy these kind of stocks, maybe a BPCL or IOC. Both of them are good long-term bets.
All right, this next query that we've got is coming in from Abhijit, and he wants a short-term view on sale. Can it be accumulated at current prices? What's your take on this one, Aditya?
Yes, one can go ahead and buy it at these levels. But again, this is not a trading bet because stock is still in a downtrend or corrective phase, I would say. But it has a very strong support around 90 to 90 areas, which I believe should not be broken. And maybe a matter of time before it reverses its trend and hits levels of 140, 150 again. So it's more, it's not a momentum play. At the moment, it's more of a buy and hold, at least for 6 months. If you have a time horizon of 6 to 7 months, you can hold on to it, buy at current levels. But if you're looking for a momentum play, then definitely this is not the right time because market's in a corrective phase and stock is also witnessing some sort of a profit booking at the moment.
Just a quick question. Okay, fine. All right, it's time. I'm being told to hit the rapid fire segment. Gentlemen, just a quick reminder, keep your answers as short as possible. Just your recommendation and perhaps a line of rationale will do. Rajesh, Tata Communications, a stock that has been in focus, would you say that it makes sense to accumulate at these levels? Prince is already holding on to this.
Not advisable. Valuations have been stretched, I would say.
All right, Nemesh has bought Happiest Minds at the price of 1458 for the medium term. Should he hold or sell, Aditya?
Hold on to it. Stock is approaching a good support area of 1040. Maybe that is the level you should watch out for. Keep a stop loss. If that is broken, then you can be out of the trade. But at the moment, keep a stop loss at 1040 and hold on.
Rajesh, is this the right time to buy HDFC for a period of 1 to 2 years? This is from Rajagopalan.
Discussed just in this show only. HDFC gives an exposure to the entire HDFC Group companies. It's a good investment for a longer term horizon.
All right, Harsh wants to know whether he should exit from Bandhan Bank and shift to IEX or Birlasoft for 3 to 4 years. What's your take, Rajesh?
I don't find any reason to switch from Bandhan Bank to Birlasoft at this point of time because both are trading at an extreme side of their valuation. Bandhan Bank on the lower side and Birlasoft on the higher side. It's better to be with Bandhan Bank.
Okay, Aditya, one stock that you would buy in this current market for the short term. This one's a question coming in. Okay, I don't know from whom, but one stock you would buy.
Reliance. This is one stock which I'm eyeing very closely. It's near its 200 DMA. The risk to reward is in favor of going long. Put a stop loss close to about 2250 and look for a short covering rally to 2600 on the upside. So Reliance would be the bet I'm going on because it is very close to its 200 DMA and I believe shouldn't break it too soon.
All right, and we come to the end of the rapid fire. I was hoping I could squeeze in 2 more questions, but nevertheless, thank you so much, Aditya, as well as Rajesh, for joining us on the show, giving us your take on the aviation space and how does it look for the investors, as well as resolving our viewer queries. But on that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now, but stay tuned more on the other side, so don't go anywhere.